Here we go. Welcome to Strength in Gaming. I'm Samson Lancaster, and today we have a fun episode. It's a little after Halloween, but we're going to go over our favorite horror games that you must play. And today I am joined with Salvador the Pickle Madrigal.
I'm a ghost pickle.
And of course we have Kat McGuire.
See, who says spooky season needs to be over? It is not over yet.
No, in fact, I think Heather and I are going to put snow and Christmas lights on our graveyard in our front yard.
Hell yeah.
And maybe put up like a Jack Skellington or something. But on this episode, we have a very special guest, a returning celebrity guest, as now a celebrity host. Lost My Sanity is back. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be back. And you said spooky season doesn't have to be over. For me, spooky season is all year around now.
Yep, yeah, that's right.
It's pretty spooky in that beard.
You wish.
Oh, we'll be there eventually. But we now have a very special guest. This is the first time we've ever had two guests on the show. Your partner in crime for your new project, the Midnight Channel, is here, Mr. Thanitose. He is anonymous, so we respect his anonymity. His anonymities.
Yes, that is me, the partner in crime indeed. Happy to bring horror all year round. I couldn't agree more. There's never enough horror.
Absolutely. Horror is lovely. I fucking love horror. I like killing people, as you can see in the background.
Spooky season's never over.
In video games. In video games. I
just like it in general.
Yeah.
I think I'm somewhat of a new fan to horror. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I used to, and now I think I'm obsessed. So
yes, it's very easy to get obsessed, and I think I feel a little bit proud of you for that, because you did not like scary games at all, and we forced it on you multiple times.
Yes, that's true.
And your fans did too on Twitch.
That is very true.
We'll probably talk about that, some of our favorite scary stuff later. But first, let's catch up with Lost and his partner Thanitose. Lost, it's been a while. The last time you were on the show was that was April of last year, so well more than a year. But if anybody wants to check out Celebrity Gamer number 3, number 119, that's confusing. There's a lot of numbers. Don't worry about it.
Yet you kept sending me my message after message after message,
yeah.
Image after image after image.
Many
at first I was like, oh yeah, come on, bring it. And then I was like, oh my God, what type of monstrosity is that? And I had to, I just had to say, sorry, that's too much pickle for me. And I just had to listen. I took one for the team, so Thani didn't have to.
Yes. Always room for pickle.
Thank you, Lost. My sincerest gratitude.
So, how did you guys meet and start doing this Midnight Channel on the YouTube? The Midnight Channel, sorry.
Well, we met from a commonality between us in Dark Souls. Hey, Lost.
Did we?
We did. I believe.
Did you catch him hacking?
I don't think it was Dark Souls specifically, but I remember the first time that I saw Lost. The first time that I met him, but he didn't meet me, because that's how watching YouTube videos work.
Yes, not stalking.
Yes. I ended up seeing the
I was stalking him.
And it was just, it was a wonderful thing. And then I believe a couple months later, he ended up reaching out on a Twitch stream, just saying hello. And I was like, oh, hello.
Yeah, because I heard a man's voice and I was like, oh my God, that is the voice of an angel. I can make money off of him.
Yes.
I can get some money for this.
So, I mean, we chatted up and we discovered that we have a lot of the same interests when it comes to horror, and
That's
we
true.
we play really well off each other. So, in one of the streams, I was like, dude, you were playing, I think it was Silent Hill 4, I believe, and you were talking about all of these ghosts that were cut from the game, and I was like, you should make a video on that.
Oh yes, yes, that's right. I remember you came to the stream, and I was just gushing about Silent Hill 4 because that's treated like the black sheep of the Silent Hill franchise for some reason, when in reality it's really good. But Konami, being the trash company that it is, totally butchered Silent Hill 4 on PC. Like there's stuff missing straight up. It's sad.
Yeah.
And Lost heard me rant like that, but more in depth, and he was like, yeah, you should make a video. And I was like, huh, you're right. And then I didn't. But then we met up again a couple months later. We met up a couple months later, and we started talking about the collab channel, because he's right. We do vibe off each other really well. And of course, we will embarrass ourselves multiple times showing that during this lovely podcast.
It's almost like each other's
sentences. I got it.
Yes.
No, meals.
Oh.
I
Well,
thought it was going to be penetrations.
It's almost like you finish each other off.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. I like that.
I mean, if my wife's at work, what are you gonna do?
What's she
What
gonna
are you-
do?
What is a little bit of casual homophilic behavior among friends?
Homophilic.
It's funny
I don't-
because
It's
I
not-
don't remember the words. Okay, English is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
I don't
it's not
disagree.
gay if you say no homo right at
Yeah,
the get
that's true. Never forget. That's the most important part.
Yeah, but now we run together a horror channel because we were talking and like, dude, this could be like a great concept. And with our other channels, we kind of just locked into it. We locked into Dark Souls. We made some stuff, and then it just happened. Now we're taking everything that we have learned about, networking, about content creation, about editing, and we're pouring our heart and soul into this project, because this is not only just like a passion for us, it's also a business. So we have a plan of attack. We know what we want to do, and we're just going for it.
That's absolutely right. Unfortunately, with Dark Souls, as fun of a time as I had with the game in Lost 2, it grew so stale. Like,
Yeah.
there's only so many
Haven't
ways.
played it in a while. Yeah.
There's only so many ways you can play it, especially when people come to your streams and videos and like, hey, when's the next Dark Souls video? And it's like, can I please
Yeah.
make something else?
There's a
Please?
lot of
Right.
Dark Souls chodes out there. They really want it. I mean, I'm one of them. I tuned into the reason Lost is on the show right now is because I tuned into his channel recently, and he was playing Dark Souls, and I was like, oh man, I want to play Dark Souls again. I recently got banned though, so I had to create another account.
cheater, man. He's a cheater.
You got banned?
I got banned in Dark Souls, yes, because I ran into one too many cheaters, and then when I ran into this one cheater, I decided to be like, hey, I can do that too. And then I got banned. So.
It bit you in the ass the
Yeah,
one time.
It did. The one
The
time.
one time.
Yeah, the joke was the other guy was cheating very much so, and I just like made myself slightly cheaty so I wouldn't die, so I could stay in his game a little bit longer. I mean, I didn't report him. What a dick. I mean, like, I doubt he's the one that did it, but still.
I mean, Dark Souls cheating is I mean, they have no protection against it. Personally, I have been banned 16 times because I make videos.
Yes, because you make videos.
So I make videos, but I've been banned 16 times, and I can make a new account like that, and I can have a new character like that. Every item I need instantly, I get.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we use when I think it's Cheat Engine is what it's what you told me. Actually, you taught me how to use it. I just using it to create characters when I wanted to make
Shameful.
videos. But then I used it the wrong way and got banned. immediately.
That's how it is.
But yeah. So what is it on the Midnight Channel that you guys cover?
Well, we do interesting factoids. We have discussion around that, and we have recently tried to branching out a little bit about stories in horror games. Whatever we find interesting and is horror related.
Horror
Yes, horror related.
related.
Thani, you can probably remember things that I can't now.
Yes, indeed. Horror related. And it's so good because, like I said, we came from the Dark Souls background, but this horror, it's so moldable. There's so many different things to talk about. And it's so good. It's such a nice change and a relief from the stress of being like Dark Souls.
So many games. We did Silent Hill, Amnesia. You guys, you Samson, you said that you watched the Amnesia video. We're gonna make another one on Penumbra, which is the game that came before. Talk about stories. It's a little cheating, but it's what we call what's the wording here? Not light on work, but medium work content, where we do some editing, and to the script we read from Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what I try to do as much as possible on this show. This is a light work podcast.
Yeah. So we read it from Wikipedia and we riff on it to make it our own and make it funny and that type of thing. And, both Thani and I, we have experience in that area because, I have a theater background, and Thani, he was also working towards becoming a voice actor, which, with his type of voice, you could just melt butter with.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Yes.
I will keep you all in mind when I has any voice projects.
Oh, please do.
Yes, absolutely.
Is it going to end up in porn?
Yes. Penetration.
Okay, I relish the opportunity to let loose some of my moans. Because I'm very loud while we have sex. Very loud.
We, as in all of us in this call right now.
Yes, we actually had, one big hot session earlier before we started.
Yeah, we really had to clean the pickle off after.
Everybody in the pile.
Are you licking your eyeballs out? What the?
Oh, what?
Well, that's actually my finger.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's awesome that you guys started this new channel, and in that same vein, we have a fun surprise for our guests today. A little bonus, not Pepsi. We're not sponsored by Pepsi. Unless it's
Coke.
Pepsi Coke.
Not yet.
We're Coke family.
But
Pepsi,
yeah, this is
the
rum.
soda that won't give you AIDS.
This is rum and Coke. Wait, what if you already have AIDS? Then Coke is fine.
Yeah, close enough.
But yeah, so in the theme of this show being horror, we have a little bonus Cat's Spooky Quiz Corner today, led by Quizmaster Cat over here. She is going to quiz us on our horror video game knowledge, our horror video game knowledge. And I'm sure I will fail miserably. I didn't know this was going to be scored until we started talking about it before the show.
I'm gonna score it.
Kat, I'm gonna let you take it away. Tell the listeners and our guests what are the rules? What's going on?
All right, so we got horror quiz today. I made this up. Usually when I do quiz corners, I find a quiz that's already made and maybe take questions from other quizzes. Not this time. I made it myself by looking up factoids and information.
This is very new.
Yes, it took a while for me to do because I had to make up some answers and whatnot. And
make
also,
up some answers.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
that's
have to
not
have false answers, right?
Huh? I mean, there's going to be some like pick the true statement
Okay.
or pick the false statement.
Yeah.
Alternative
Hey,
facts.
this is America.
Yeah. We all have fake news around here.
We're all about fake news on this
The
show.
truth is
So-
what you feel.
And I just want to preface the quiz by saying that I am new to the love of the horror video game genre. So I apologize if these are not tough enough, or if there's only one question that I'm like, did I get that right? I researched and I think I have it right, but there's only one question that is questionable. So you guys can correct me if I got it wrong. But
Well, before we start, though, I also want to see both me and Tani. We discussed this because both him and I, we have brains made out of Swiss cheese. There's a lot of holes, a lot of information that goes in and out. So I'm not expecting to do too good right now, but we'll see.
I don't either. I seriously doubt it. Is there
we'll see.
a time limit on how answering, like how we handle
I have
that?
total confidence I will fail this.
So how we're gonna submit our answers is I will say the question. Each question is multiple choice, 4 multiple choice answers. There's no multiple answer questions, so it's only one correct answer per question. So I'll say A, B, C, and D for the answers, and then you private message me here on Zoom and let me know your answer.
Are you
And then-
going to be playing the Will You Be a Millionaire? Do you want to be a millionaire's music while
Oh
we're
my
doing
gosh.
this?
Post editing.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah.
put that in post.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
awesome.
I'm the one editing this. I'm not going to put that in post.
And then
I-
if anybody, after I read out the question and the answers, if anybody needs me to repeat it, say so, and then I'll repeat it one more time, and then we'll start 10 seconds after I repeat it again, if anybody needs it repeated.
All right.
And then each person gets 1
Sounds
point
solid.
for a correct answer. And if anybody feels like they know an answer after I say the question without needing the multiple choice, feel free to just say, hey, I want to try and guess right away. And I'll give you 2 points.
But don't yell the answer out loud. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put in the
Okay.
chat.
Gotcha.
And make sure it's-
Specifically to Caitlin. Like,
Yes,
Yes.
if you otherwise you're going to send it to everybody or somebody else.
Can I keep
Yes.
asking to repeat it till Google finds the answer?
No, don't Google.
Yes, no googling allowed. That's mostly what the time
okay,
limit.
then I'll use Beam.
Piece of shit. Trying
use-
to cheat with
I'll use
Google.
Yahoo.
I'll
it.
just
Don't
ask
Yahoo.
Jeeves.
Don't look it up on the internet. Just try. There's no prize. The winner gets bragging rights.
There's no price.
There's no.
There's
There's
no-
no.
How do I?
I
whisper
didn't have
You
enough
get- you get
time.
nothing except penetration.
Oh, I see how it. Wait, no, how do I? Okay.
Is Cat going to be the giver? Of,
I don't know. That's up to Kat. I
Oh,
mean,
no.
it was definitely going to be me, but
Yeah,
It's per request. Whoever.
per request.
Yeah.
per request, gotcha.
Yeah.
The pickle, big face, or cat.
All right. So, are the rules clear? Are you guys ready?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
I was born ready.
All right.
I'm
We
ready
have
for this.
10 questions. So the first question that we have is, which of these trivia statements about Silent Hill, the first Silent Hill from 1999, is not true? Which one is not true? Okay. A, the names listed on the school's faculty list are members of the American band Sonic Youth. B, developers use darkness and fog to mask the console's hardware limitations rather than for atmospheric purposes. C, there are 6 possible endings, including 1 joke ending. Or D, the Nightmare World's location holds great significance to Japanese players.
Are we
Lock
starting
in
a
your
timer?
answers.
Right.
Huh?
I was just going to say, are we starting the timer?
Yeah, we'll start right now.
Damn it, I know it's one of 2.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay.
Is the time up?
Everybody got it?
Is it-
Okay. Perfect. I see everybody's answers.
Oh.
So 2 of you said C. There are 6 possible endings, including 1 joke ending. And 2 of you said A. the names on the school's faculty list are members of the American band Sonic Youth. The correct answer is C.
Yeah.
It is not true
Yeah.
that there are 6 possible endings,
There's
including
no
one
way.
joke ending.
It wouldn't have a joke ending. That's what made me think. Like I was like,
Actually.
the other stuff sounded. Actually, what?
Actually,
So-
there are 5 endings, including
A
the
joke
joke
ending.
ending. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it had a lot of endings
I
because I
still
remember
got
beating
I
all the
still
endings.
got it. I still got it right.
I never looked at the faculty list.
So
and
it was.
it never
was it,
made.
was it?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even know
cool,
who the
huh?
fuck Sonic Youth is.
I know, me
Thanitose.
neither. But it's
I
true.
know the band name, and I figured that
I
would
know
be
there
something
only
to put in.
only one song of theirs, I think.
We're gonna Google
The
that
remake of the
afterwards.
Carpenter one, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, we need a fact checker.
We're gonna
Well-
make an episode out of this, Tommy.
Honestly, A sounded so crazy. I was like, no, that's true. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah.
I did this kind of style of quiz. I mean, I have some easier questions later, but I like this style because it's interesting to like learn these things. So that is true that Sonic Youth band members are on the faculty list. And they did use darkness and fog mainly to hide
Oh yeah, that was
how
100
horrible the
I figured.
graphics were.
That
But
one
it just
for me
made
was
it
like,
better.
there's no way. It's the very first game. They obviously used. I knew fog was in the game. They have to use it for that because whatever you can make it look better.
Yeah, and my favorite tidbit about this one is that last answer. The Nightmare World's location holds great significance to Japanese players because this is a spoiler alert for anybody that has not played Silent Hill, but I mean it's been 30 years, so sorry.
Wait,
What is
does it
happening?
die? You break your
Okay.
camera.
Or it's been a
That's
long time,
weird.
not 30 years. 20 years? 20 years.
I'll allow it.
But the reason it holds significance to Japanese players is because in Japan, hospitals never have a 4th floor, and the Nightmare World is on the 4th floor, the non-existent 4th floor of the hospital.
It's like
and
the
the-
13th floor.
The reason they never have 4th floors in hospitals is because the words for 4 and death are pronounced the same way in Japan. It's pronounced she. That
Yeah, that's-
means both death and
That's pretty cool.
4. Yeah.
4 is my favorite number.
It's
You know which
pronounced
one's
the
the
same way as
loneliest
death
one?
in Japan.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce penetration?
I have no idea.
In Japanese,
Yamete
Yes.
kudasai.
penetratoru. National racism.
Yeah.
We
I'll
love you,
allow it.
Japan. We love you. All right. Next question.
Yeah.
Which of these authors' works heavily influence the story of Amnesia: The Dark Descent? Is it A. H.P. Lovecraft, B. Stephen King, C. Carl Sagan, or D. David G. Hartwell? We got 2 answers.
I'm gonna just use the abacab technique. Eventually, I get one right.
Okay, yeah, we all got it in. Everybody is right. It is A. H.P. Lovecraft.
No, that was just a guess on my part because everything should be Lovecraftian.
You know,
Yeah,
the reason I guessed it is because Kat posted a picture of Lovecraft,
I
And-
did.
and so like, oh well, so that's probably where the the connections came from for making that.
Well, I actually didn't mean to do that on purpose. It just happened that
it's
I started reading H.P. Lovecraft
Subconsciously, you did
last night, and then
It was
I
Freudian.
found that.
mind powers.
But the interesting thing about this is if you know David G. Hartwell, he actually wrote a book called The Dark Descent, which is why I picked him as one of the options.
Yeah, he he was one of the ones that sounded like it would make sense because Stephen King he only makes terrible made for TV.
Yeah.
He doesn't do video games.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I forgot my brain.
Yeah. Well, it's in your thumbnail on almost all of your
Where is
channels.
my
Oh, that's where I
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, Stephen King. He doesn't seem to create worlds that you can run around in as a gaming character, at least. I mean, you would be hunted.
He's not really horror either. Most of his shit is
Okay, so Twitter are gonna be very angry at you right now.
They're not like they have some sort of supernatural aspect, but it's not really like horror based. You know what I mean?
I just want to say that the meanings of this
It's not like it's not Clive Barker horror type of, you know, where shit's like.
The opinions of this pickle does not represent the opinions of the entire Strength and Gaming cast.
Like he does horror stuff, but it's not. It's more, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's not gruesome.
It's
it's
his
not
own
gore.
thing.
There's a
more-
ghost
it's
clown
more-
that eats an arm off a child.
I mean, I read.
Scariest thing on that
Desperation.
was
That was scary.
I mean, I
The
thought The
book
Shining was pretty scary.
Oh yeah, The Shining was too, but that was also
Kubrick, yeah. Stephen King hated The Shining. Hated it. Because it doesn't represent the book at all. I think he was so angry because he makes what's the dad? Jack Torrance?
Yeah, but
right.
I can't really trust Stephen King's taste in movies because he thought the movie The Dark Tower was amazing.
I didn't even see it because I don't want to ruin the books. I love the books and I don't want.
Yeah, so him
movie to
hating
spoil it for
Kubrick's
me.
masterpiece, it doesn't mean anything, right? Because
That
liked
is
The
Dark Tower.
true. That is
Alright.
very true. Because the Dark
He
Tower
didn't-
is
yeah, The story was great. The books were great, and then the movie is fantastic. It's like, no, dude, you
No,
fucked
Yeah.
up.
the books were amazing. I won't even watch the
I
movie.
think we should move on to the next question.
Yes, we
No.
should. We should.
Quizmaster.
Okay, question 3. Okay, I don't know if any of you have played this. I know Samson has watched me play it. But what is the name of the antagonist in Simulacra 2?
Oh Lord.
A, the Simulacrum. B, the Spark Simulacrum. C, the Ripple Man. Or D, the Ink Man. Lock
Repeat
in
that
your
again.
answers.
Could you repeat that again?
Yes.
Yeah, please do.
What is the name of the antagonist in Simulacra 2? A, the Simulacrum. B, the Spark Simulacrum. C, the Ripple Man. Or D, the Ink Man.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch much of Simulacra 2. I mostly watched you play the first game. Confessions of a Producer.
I played both. I played both.
I only
But yeah,
watched you play the first one. Like
you
I
watched the
almost
first one. Yeah.
I watched like the entire first one.
Did you play that, Thani?
I did not.
Do you know anything about it?
I actually don't, but
I think the time's up, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Everyone
Okay.
answered except
We just-
Sal gave me an invalid answer.
We're just guessing here.
Yes, I picked my favorite, which was the Rebel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Me too.
change your answer, Sal.
He put E.
You put E.
I put it-
That's not an option, Sal.
it is.
Titties.
Okay.
Everything
Okay.
is an option if you try hard enough.
So the correct answer looks like everybody. Sal and Thanitose said the same thing, but everybody kind of had a different answer. But the answer is C, the Ripple Man.
Yes, the Purple Man. I knew it.
So Sal and
No
Fanny got it right.
I had no idea.
You guys are all tied up now. But
You
yeah,
know what that
Simulacra.
means? Everybody in the pile.
Yes, absolutely.
Simulacra 2 is the Ripple Man. But in the first Simulacra, the entity says that the people dubbed him the Simulacrum. And then when you're reading like guides and everything, sometimes people refer to it as a Spark Simulacrum because Spark is the name of like the program on the phone.
The only
The dating
entity
program.
the only entity I know controls what's behind me. I serve the entity.
Yeah, yeah, of Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then Inkman I just made up because it looks like an ink blot on the very first game when you run into him.
Oh,
It's
is it like
reminiscent
Halo?
of the ink blot?
Well, I gotta say that was a good.
Corona.
A Corona.
Yeah, Corona.
A good job because I didn't think the Ink Man sounded like a ridiculous, stupid answer or
I know.
anything.
I tried really hard.
I
That
was
fits
worried it was
pretty
going to
There's
be
a
the
there's a
Ink
horror
Man.
monster called the Folding Man.
Ooh.
The
Yep.
folded man?
The
Folding Man.
folding man.
The folding. Well, that's not scary. He folds up, and then you can put him neatly in your shelf, and
No,
maybe
he,
he'll make some
uh,
noises.
He's a Japanese monster that bends people into origami.
Oh, that's
Yes.
pretty cool.
That's how he kills you.
I want to be a swan then.
Penetration.
Yes. Fold me into a swan. I want to look pretty when I die. Okay, question 4. Which of these is not a piece of equipment that you can use in Phasmophobia? Which is not a piece of ghost hunting equipment you can use in Phasmophobia? We have A, the thermo camera, B, the EMF reader, C, the parabolic microphone, or D, the motion sensor.
Could you repeat the question?
Yes.
No.
Which of these is not a piece of ghost hunting equipment you can use in Phasmophobia? A, the thermo camera, B, EMF reader, C, parabolic microphone, or D, motion sensor.
Okay, so far Abacab is working for me. Boom.
Okay, everybody has their answers locked in. Wait, Sal,
I did.
you gave me 2.
No. Remember I gave you a wrong one last time, so I had to change it. That's the second one. That was C. And then the one right underneath it is the newest one.
Okay, got it. It just made it look like the same message.
Apparently, I can't choose
That's
a
weird.
letter that's not there.
Anyway, the answer
Yes.
is A, thermo camera.
Oh, I'm doing
I got-
horrible.
I got that one wrong, lost too. Don't feel bad.
I
Yeah,
knew
but I-
there was something that had thermo in it, but the other 3 were definitely things that I had used. So I was like, it can't be the first one.
Right. It's a little tricky because there is a temperature gun that you can use, but there is no thermo camera that you can use. You have night vision.
There's an
but not-
infrared camera though, isn't there?
Infrared,
No, it just has
I
night
don't
vision.
believe so. Just
Oh,
the
The,
night
the
vision.
camera has night vision. Yeah.
Which
yeah,
was-
camera has
that's what
night
threw me
vision,
off.
but no like thermo vision.
I'm gonna bring this back. Don't you guys worry. I'm gonna come back with a vengeance.
You will, loss.
I think
I believe in you.
yeah, I think this next one you guys will probably know. All of you might actually know this one. Question 5. Which of these facts about PT is true? A, it had a successful marketing campaign that included videos, billboards, and ads. B, it is a full and complete game that was taken off the PlayStation Network. C, its real title would have been Silent Hills. Or D, the game never revealed the face of who the player was controlling and still remains a mystery today.
Which one is not true?
Which one is true?
True.
Which one is
3 of
true?
those are not true.
Ooh, well, in that case, I think I know.
Could you say those answers again, please?
Yes. So which of these is true? So 3 are not true, 1 is true.
Yes.
A, it had a successful marketing campaign that included videos, billboards, and ads. B, it is a full and complete game that was taken off the PlayStation Network. C, its real title would have been Silent Hills. Or D, the game never revealed the face of who the player was controlling and still remains a mystery today.
And which one is true?
Which one is true?
All right.
Out of all of those, there's 1 true.
E.
Abacaba, you're my only friend.
All of the above.
This one I got in the bag.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Nutrition.
I think I
The
got this.
answer is C.
No. I never mind.
Yes, everybody except Thanitose got it.
Oh, Thani!
I remember, but at the end, I remember that you finally leave the hallway and he turns back and it's Norman Reedus. So that's
Reedus.
Yes. So the the answer said the game never revealed
Oh no.
the face of the player, and it's
Yeah.
still a mystery.
But it was going to be called Silent Hills.
Yes.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
And it's a crime that game will never see the light of day.
Yeah. Oh my
It sure
God,
is.
dude!
I know,
That
I
demo
know.
was fucking
Fucking Konami.
amazing.
We will talk about that later. By
Oh,
the
we
way.
Yeah,
will.
I forgot because I wasn't thinking straight. But it's still on my one of my PS4s.
It's
Yeah,
it's on my list later, spoiler alert. But anyway. I'm treating it as a game because it was such an amazing piece of work.
Yeah,
that-
no, it
come
is.
on.
It is absolutely. It was fucking amazing, and you shit yourself in my living room when you were playing it.
I did. I very much did. That was very scary. Okay, so question 6. What does the acronym SOMA stand for? SOMA, SOMA.
Oh Lord.
If you guys have played that game. We have A, spooky, ominous machine agent. B, sexy, omnibenevolent mechanical Asian. C, secondary optimized machine animation. Or D, it's not an acronym.
Fuck me. That's what the answer is.
I think that's right.
Abacab hasn't failed me yet.
I hope that's right.
You guys ever do that
So,
when you were just like fucking?
Oh,
you
yes.
didn't know the test.
On
Abacab.
Scantrons, yes. All right. Is the time up? I think lost.
Yes.
Stop.
Yeah,
Googling. Stop googling.
No, yeah, okay, fine.
We got
None
it,
of
we
the
got it.
googling,
Stop
but
googling, or I'll penetrate you.
Oh, come on, come on. You don't have to ask.
all right, guys, the answer is D. It is not an acronym. So, what that is, let me explain.
I guessed.
But let me explain. So the others, actually, the other acronyms that I put have somewhat of a meaning.
The first one sounded real.
The first one, spooky, ominous machine agent.
Yes,
You thought that was
sounded
real?
The most real. That sounded the most real of all of them.
That
Honestly.
was a Reddit user joke in like Soma threads.
Well,
the-
so it's partially real.
Yeah.
That's-
The sexy, omnibenevolent mechanical Asian. Apparently, that was Catherine's name in the beta version.
Oh,
I've seen
game.
videos on that. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah.
that sounded racist, so I decided against it.
It was in the beta version, I guess. That's what I read. And then the third one, I made it up because I thought it sounded technical.
Yeah.
What was that one again? I want to hear it.
Secondary optimized machine animation. I
Yeah, I
thought
believe
it
that.
sounded like it could kind of pertain to what's happening in that game.
So what did everybody else answer though? Like the people that got it wrong.
I chose A
Sal chose
C.
A,
because Abacab.
and Thanitose chose my answer. So
Yeah,
what's a
it
bad
did.
one?
It sounded believable.
Yay!
Good job, Kat.
But it is not an acronym.
Yes.
It's actually the Greek word for body, specifically separated from mind and soul.
Yeah, I kind of had an inkling of that in the back of my head somewhere.
I thought something like that too, because while the first two were obviously not correct, the third one sounded smart, but it had nothing to do with AI as much
Yeah.
as I could tell.
Thank
So
you. I sounded smart. Woohoo.
I went with the other
we'll
one.
stop there. It sounded smart.
Yeah. That's all I heard. It sounded smart. Great.
Ooh, smart, pretty,
Oh.
and has
We're
a
at-
dragon necklace. My
we're
type
at
of girl.
Oh, and also, fun thing about this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm getting that for my
You're gonna
wife
get
later.
shanked.
It's not sharp. It's like a letter opener. But yeah, I like that.
You could take out an eye
You
with a
could
letter
take it
opener.
out. What's that?
You could take out an eye with a letter opener.
That's true. Yeah, it's self defense.
What's the score, Kat?
So
Since it's a thing now.
Oh.
I didn't count the scores from this one yet. So it was Samson and Lost got it right.
Yeah.
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 So let me input these in here. So looks like Samson is leading with 5 points. Sal and
Oh.
Lost are tied with 4, and Thani has 2.
I should have 3. I thought I got the
Wait.
first 3 right.
The first three?
Yes.
Did you get the Ripple Man?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did get a Ripple Man. Yes.
Okay, then you have 3. I'm sorry about that.
Yay.
Oh, that's voter fraud right there.
That's
Yeah.
right. I will stand for my voting points.
I'm trying my
Vote.
best.
Stop the vote.
That's
Sorry.
why we
Trying
don't
my
do
best.
mail-in answers, you guys.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
the mail.
Exactly.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
we're almost done. Question 7. What is the name of the psychiatric hospital in Outlast? Does anyone happen to know without any multiple choice?
Oh, I will know it when I hear it.
All right. Then I will
Multiple
give
choice it is.
I'll give the multiple choice. Is it A, Mount Massive Asylum, B, Lucia State Hospital, C, Briarcliff Manor, or D, Oswald Asylum?
Abacab.
2, 3.
Ow, I just whacked my balls on accident.
Waiting for Sal? There it is. Okay, everybody's in. The answer is A, Mount Massive.
Motherfucker.
Yes.
I knew
Yeah,
it right
that-
when you said it, but I couldn't
Alright.
remember it either.
So Fanny and
Yeah.
Lost got it. And then Sal and Samson said C, Briarcliff Manor. That's actually from American Horror Story Asylum.
Oh, god damn it, Cat. Okay.
And
Good
Oswald.
job. I knew
Uh-huh.
that. I knew that. And that was a great season, by the way. That was my favorite season.
Yeah, same here. Oswald, you took that name from Resident Evil, right?
No, actually. I
No,
took it
not-
from Franbo.
Oh wow.
Because I
Indie.
believe then one of the main antagonists of the Resident Evil series that you only see once is named Oswald Spencer. So I thought maybe that was the case, but well, hopefully I didn't
It's-
fuck up a question.
It's
Continue.
probably a good coincidence because I actually don't really know Resident Evil very well. But I looked up like video game asylums for name ideas, and I remembered Franbo took place in an asylum for part of it. So that was the Oswald Asylum. And the Lucia State Hospital is from the TV show Ratched that's on Netflix right now.
I haven't watched that one yet, but I'm interested.
I love it. I think 4 episodes in. I really like it. Okay.
That chick's from American Horror Story,
Yeah.
isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah, she is. It's really good. Okay, question 8. What phrase does Atlas use consistently in BioShock?
Yes.
Does someone know?
I know.
But you have to type it to her.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, Lost and Samson, type to me.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? I thought you did.
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't feel.
Okay, Lost got it right. But I'll give you guys the multiple choice.
Yeah,
so
give us
I
you
the
can
just,
have a
I
chance
just
to
want
get
to
a point.
I just want to marinate in this a little bit that I am now in the lead. Fuck you guys.
Hey, I believe
we
in
got
you.
time,
Lost.
we
I
got
knew
time, we
you
got
would do
time.
it.
So Lost has 2 points right off the bat, but I'll give you guys a multiple choice here. Okay, A, listen to me, boyo. B, you gotta keep moving. C, I won't leave you twisting in the wind. Or D, would you kindly?
Motherfucker! I knew it.
Yep, you guys got it right. It's D, would you kindly?
Would you kindly?
But you guys only get 1 point.
That's right.
I remember that so well. The
I want to
moment
phone a
you
friend. God damn it!
meet Andrew Ryan. He
Heather would have
asks
known.
if you would be so kind and to bash his brains in.
Yeah. Yep. And I tried to not make it super spoilery with the
Yeah.
phrasing of the question, so I don't know. I
Good
don't know if I
job.
did a good job on that.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
you did.
Thank
The
you.
I
phrase
have
that came to
points.
mind was "a man chooses, a slave obeys," but that's not the most common thing said, and that's why I didn't answer. So, but I knew "would you
Right.
kindly," motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, okay, so we have 2 questions left. The next one, you guys will need the multiple choice, so you won't be able to get the 2 points. But
You guys will need it. Okay, she's
All
But-
right.
confident.
the
Is-
last question, you guys would be able to answer without multiple choice if you knew the answer. So
All right.
here
All right.
goes. Question 9. Which of these is not a type of ghost in Phasmophobia? I'm sorry that there's 2 Phasmophobia questions, but I like Phasmophobia. Is it A, which is not a ghost type?
Which is not. Okay.
Wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it.
Because there's only 4 options, so you need all 4 to know which one is not.
Yeah.
So it's A, Poltergeist, B, Yuri, C, Oni, or D, Striga.
I know that one.
That one I know as well.
Yeah, I think we all do. Even though some of us haven't played Phasmophobia.
Yep, we all know it.
Because we've all played Witcher.
Yep. I know. I surprisingly I could not think of another type of ghost. I could not find it, and then Striga popped in my head from Witcher.
It works.
Well, yeah, you all get a point for that.
Yeah, I've spent so much time just looking over that book, trying to figure out which one is it that the moment you said it, I knew it.
All
Yeah,
right,
same.
That's good. Y'all know your Phasmophobia and your Witcher. That's good. All right, last question. So don't look this up. I want to know if you know it.
Okay.
How, and this is also the one that I could have an error, but from what I researched, I think I got the right answer. How many Resident Evil games are there? Including remakes.
Including remakes
Ooh.
and spin-offs?
Yes.
Should I risk it all, or should I wait for the fucking?
Because I'm gonna say that if you try to guess it before the multiple choice and you get it wrong, you lose your chance to even get 1 point. But
motherfucker.
But if you guess it before the multiple choice and get it right, you get 2 points. So Lost doesn't really need to risk it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it, but I kind of want to answer.
Samson could beat you if he guesses it before multiple choice.
I'm taking the chicken's way out.
I'm gonna try to guess it,
safe.
but give me a minute.
Okay.
My hands are up here.
Yep. I trust you. We're on the honor system here.
Well, because we didn't give a time limit for the answering before the multiple choices.
Right. No time limit for this.
Brain is working. Okay. I'm going to say
I think it's fair to not have a time limit before the multiple choice because it's like you're risking it all anyway.
Does anybody else want to answer it beforehand?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
All right.
I have a number in my head, and I don't want to say it out loud.
Well, you don't have to say it out loud. You type it.
No, well, shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth.
I do have the article open from what I was referencing.
All right.
So
that's my best guess.
The link
and if I lose, I lose. But if I get it right, I win. So I don't care. Y'all do the multiple choices then.
All right.
Watch it not even be. It wouldn't even be one of the multiple choices. Fuck.
Actually, it is one of the multiple choices, Samson. But I'm not going to tell you if it's right yet or not.
Now you're killing me, Cat. I'm gonna smoke some weed.
How many Resident Evil games are there? Is it A, 10, B, 13, C, 11, or D, 9? You could put the number if you want. 10, 13, 11, or 9.
At least I got one of the multiples.
I feel like that number
Sal, what the fuck?
Did he just send you a dick pic? What's going on?
He just sent me a random number that was not part of the multiple choice.
Oh, please let it be 69.
It has to be. There's no
Nice. Or 42.
Yeah.
42. Or 13. 13's okay.
All right.
Wait, but 13's actually one of the multiple choices, though.
So, Samson guessed 9, which was one of the multiple choice options. But that is incorrect. It is 13.
Yeah.
So Lost and Thanitose got it.
That is
dick.
that is not enough, my lord.
You gotta go to 7, which is the last one, and then you start adding the remakes in.
Yeah.
So-
I counted 2.
Zero,
I only counted 2
Code
remakes.
Veronica,
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I counted
here's
17.
There's a lot.
for
Revelations 1, Revelations 2.
the article I'm referencing, this is what it says. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, 5, Revelations 6, Revelations 2, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Resident Evil 3 Remake. 13.
So there's.
Am I
also
missing
the-
any?
There's also.
You did
the-
not. Yeah,
Go
you
ahead,
go.
Lance.
No,
I was
you
gonna
go,
say-
Thani.
Resident Evil Village is coming out soon, but that's not out
That's
yet.
not out yet.
Not yet.
We got the Umbrella Chronicles,
Yeah, that's
which is a shooter game on the Wii.
That didn't.
That
Yeah, I
is
didn't
also-
include that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's debatable because Umbrella Chronicles. I mean, does it have Resident Evil in the title?
Well, that's yes. I think it's Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. I think you also have Resident Evil, the Dark Side Chronicles, and I think there was a Resident Evil game on the Nintendo 3DS.
Nintendo
what's that,
3DS
16?
was Revelations.
Let's see. The Mercenaries 3D. Yes, there you go. And then there was the Resident Evil online game. So, listen.
Yeah, this is why I was like, I'm not sure if I got this right.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's why I guess 17, because I kept going past the actual remakes. You had the offshoots. Veronica was actually an offshoot.
Yeah. Umbrella Corp, Operation Raccoon City. That was another one.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yes. Yeah, no, my God, there's a lot of them. There's 2 Revelations, certainly.
Then I would say Sal also gets a point because he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. So you know what?
But is he right?
Everybody except Samson
Fuck you, Lance.
gets a point.
So what's the point total?
I'm gonna penetrate you.
So Lost wins with 9 points.
Dick.
It looks like.
Nice.
Yes, I said.
What are
I
the
was
margins
coming
though? Who's
back
in
with
second?
vengeance.
Is it Sal or is it Thanitose?
Wait, I can't remember if I added the points for this last one or not.
Oh.
Because I have all of you tied now at 7 with Sal getting a point for that one. I'm pretty sure I added Lost and Thanatos right after I said that it was 13. So yeah,
Well, there it is, guys. I win.
I have all of you guys at 7 and Lost at 9.
So we're all equal, except I'm a little more equal than you guys.
Always believed in you, brother.
You're a little more equal. All right.
We're a theme, Tony. I brought it home for the Midnight Channel.
Hell yeah.
All right. I call it bullshit, but whatever. I think we should have that last question thrown out.
A little salty. It's a little.
No.
I mean, Lost still wins if we throw that last one out.
Fuck off.
So it doesn't really make a difference. He wished it, Samson. You're gonna have to
Kick
accept
him
it.
off the show right now.
I can't believe I got that PT question wrong. I'm so dumb.
No, it's just
Yes,
because
you
the
are.
words got mixed up.
I knew the right answer, but I was just
You did. You did.
Good. No, but I mean, that game was amazing, and we made Kat play it in my living room on my 120-inch screen at nighttime. We recorded it, and it was hilarious. And I think one of the funniest things was when you yelled at the baby. You're yelling about the baby. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. I don't think the baby's coming back from that.
It was in the sink. Like, there's no hope for that baby.
No, it was. Yep.
remember when Konami was a good company and didn't throw all of its legendary titles in the
That's
trash?
Pretty much PT was the end of it, I think.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was the
wasn't it?
last, That was the last of Konami's good games.
Not until Metal Gear. They threw that out afterwards with Metal Gear Survive.
Well, listen, guys, you have Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, 19. You have Pro Evolution Soccer, the mobile phone game. Okay, I don't want anybody to disrespect the greatness of Pro Evolution Soccer.
Resident Evil, the pachinko machine.
There's a Silent Hill pachinko machine, naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of this, Thorny and I, we actually did an episode on just how terrible of a company Konami was, and we were like, okay, we're gonna be like doing 10-minute videos for the Midnight Channel. That episode turned out to be 50 fucking minutes long.
There was just so much to talk about. Metal Gear Survive alone, you paid $5 for another save slot.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Dude,
You only get one.
Some EA shit.
Capcom does the same shit. In Final Fantasy.
And it's one
not
of those
Capcom,
things-
Square Enix did the same thing with
Squeenix.
the original Final Fantasy Online. You got one fucking slot, and then you pay $10
Yeah.
per slot. Beyond that,
The original Legend of Zelda has 3 save slots, and that was 30 fucking years ago.
Right?
And now we're getting less save slots now that we have basically an infinite amount of storage.
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome.
Yeah. Doesn't
Also,
make sense.
I apologize. It wasn't $5. It was $10.
Oh my
okay.
god.
Now
Yes, I had
that's
to double check.
ridiculous.
And I'm sure with your video, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, well, if we talk about this, and we have to talk about this. And that's why
Yes.
it ended up, being so long. But it's like, isn't that wonderful when you just have so much to talk about on a topic, even if it's shitty,
Yes.
like Konami?
Really is.
Like this podcast. Like the topic is shitty, not the
Yeah.
okay, I get it.
Yeah, like the topic is shitty.
Yeah, no,
despite-
this podcast is pretty good despite your fucking face there. So.
Oh, despite the pickle over here. But no, my face
Pickle has
is.
beautiful eyes.
I try to make sure it doesn't take over the whole show. I'll just But that was awesome, Kat. Thank you very much. You did an amazing job, especially for your first 100% homebrew questions and everything there. That was awesome, and a lot of fucking fun. And I still call bullshit that Lost won, but especially because his name is Lost. That
Hey.
I could have lost by default.
Hey.
I should. I'm gonna change my name to Lost so I can be the winner.
Hey, he remembered Would You Kindly, and you guys didn't remember that right off.
I
the bat.
remembered
That's-
Would You Kindly, but I wasn't thinking of it when you fucking did the thing. But anyways,
Uh-huh.
we can be
Yeah.
salty. I could be salty later. It's fine.
Corona.
I just appreciate being the one to will take your cherry. So
I
to
think
speak,
this shit
pop
was
your cherry.
rigged. This was rigged. It's rigged. It was mail-in answers, man. It was rigged. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be talking about the most spooky. I'm just dropping shit. Don't worry about it. The most spooky games that you should play, and you might have heard some of them already, but we're definitely going to talk about our individual lists when we come back after this break.
It all started when I had that first shot of vodka. Before I knew it, I woke up soaked in gasoline, lying in a gutter somewhere. I decided to take out my cell and call Andy. The phone rang several times. Someone finally picked up.
Hello?
It was Kim's voice. But first we have to eat and violate Susan. If you violate any German law, you can we don't like the bad words. We eat the bad words. Susan. Susan. German law, you violate any German first we got to eat.
That's basically our whole new channel, isn't it, Thani? We keep
Yeah.
talking about something and then we get distracted and
And then 50 minutes blow by, and it doesn't even
Yeah.
feel like it.
Exactly. And that is this show in a nutshell. So welcome back, everybody.
Makes it enjoyable.
We're still here with Lost My Sanity and Mr. Thanitose of the Midnight Channel and much other things. But of course, today we're going to be talking about the spookiest, scariest horror games that we've played. And there's a lot of us, so let's get to it. Why don't we start
Maybe
with
he's fermented. Maybe it's
Maybelline? Why don't we start with Thanitose? Thanitose, what's one of your top 3 spooky games?
One of my top 3 spookiest games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I actually will. I gotta pick one right now.
Well, I can give you a little bit of time. I'm toasting to you guys here with some of my finest from my collection here. This is the Hakushu Single Malt Japanese Whiskey 18. I'm gonna toast to you guys.
sponsored by Yamazaki.
I
Distillery.
I'm
fucking
sorry.
wish. I
Did you
fucking
hear
wish.
that?
What did I
Okay,
say?
Lost is like, yep.
What did I
Oh
say?
yes.
No, Andrew belched
Oh, okay.
as
That
you
was
were
perfect
talking.
timing.
And
Perfect
I saw
timing.
Lost's face go,
that
How do you-
was at least a 8.9 out of 10.
8.9 out of 10, babe.
How do you?
He's
How
trying
do
to
you?
insert himself into the podcast with us?
Oh, he's done it before.
He always does that.
Penetration. How do you say cheers in Norwegian?
Skull.
Oh, it is skull. That's right. Duh, it's fucking Viking.
Say
Skull.
Hi.
Skull.
Sure.
I think
Show
I'm
my
ready to talk
face?
about my
Yes.
game.
I have to show my face.
Wait, what's going on? Sorry. Oh God, that's amazing.
I'm making Andrew come and say hi since he
Mm.
belched in as part of the
Hey.
podcast now.
Oh, look at the beard on that guy.
I know,
Oh, he's
it's a
got a
great
serious
beard,
beard.
right?
It's gonna go away. I gotta trim it. It's getting.
No.
No, no,
Gross.
no, 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 no.
Don't do
No,
it.
last
I
time
trimmed
they
mine
got
and I
it,
regretted it.
And it's annoying.
Oh, it looks very nice, babe.
And I thought you were the looker in this relationship.
Oh.
See, I know. That's what I say. He agrees. I'm the troll in the relationship.
Oh,
That's why she's with us.
Lost.
yeah, that's because he has his beard. No,
The troll?
without his beard, he cat beats him by leaps.
Leaps and bounds. If cat could grow a beard, holy crap.
Yeah, cat, if you can grow a beard.
What is it? No.
Okay.
No.
Aw,
You could
poor
put-
He
guy.
said you're attractive.
Aw.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, you just told him now?
I told him
mean-
before,
The Norwegian.
but he was this guy. Yes,
what's he doing?
he's
He
shaping the
says that
beard.
don't shave your beard.
Don't shave
Don't
it.
shave your beard.
I'm not
Don't
gonna.
shave it. Okay. Yeah, don't
Sorry.
shave it. Okay.
gonna go play Warhammer.
Okay. Have
Oh,
fun
he's
with
gonna go play
Warhammer.
Warhammer. Oh, a man after his own heart. Look at this. All right, so
Can we
Thanatos.
replace Cat?
What's that?
I
Can we
apologize.
replace Cat?
Yeah, seriously.
I was giving Thanatos time, and it turned into a thing. So that's what happens on the show. But Thanatos,
It was
You have
a
the floor.
perfect amount of time. Thank you very much, Samson. So I'll start us off warmly with a horror game that everyone knows. You could easily put this at the top of the list, but I'm going to put this right here because it's so renowned. Silent Hill 2.
ooh,
Yes.
A fantastic game. I'm pretty sure, like, a lot of games do have big, some kind of little issue, big issue, but Silent Hill 2 is just masterful. I could gush about this thing for so long, but for those of you that don't know, Silent Hill 2 is a psychological horror game where you play as James, and he gets a letter from his dead wife telling him to meet her in their special place. Now, of course, naturally, him receiving a letter from his dead wife, he doesn't even question it. He's just like, I'm going straight to Silent Hill.
absolutely.
And thus, the colorful cast of characters he meets along the way, and all the masterful symbolism that paints the very foundation of Silent Hills. It's just so well done. I don't know if I should spoil anything, so I won't, but I will say if you haven't played Silent Hill 2, I would recommend it. It's very popular for all the right reasons.
I would say that I'm a huge fan of Pyramid Head, and he's one of my favorite killers in Dead by Daylight. As you can see behind me, this is me killing Jane.
Oh, dude.
Miro.
It's so cool. When I saw that they put Pyramid Head in Dead by Daylight, I was like, finally! Konami, you did something right! Congratulations! You used one of your IPs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let somebody use your IP.
I mean, it had to be somebody else, of course, to use it. But hey,
Naturally.
it's something. I mean,
Naturally.
Silent Hill is such a beautiful example, and it's truly held up, even through a little bit of clunky mechanics and all of that. But the story, the way it's told, all of the monsters you meet along the way, and as you progress, you delve further into the psyche of the protagonist, and that's not a very nice place to be. And yeah, it's one of those truly meaningful games that you can find. We're talking about games as art. This is certainly it, because it teaches us something about ourselves that only could be done in video game format.
It's true. It's aged like fine wine, and as you said, you mentioned clunky mechanics. If anything, those benefit it, because when you're playing through the game and coping through the struggles of the protagonist, because remember, everything is symbolic. Even Pyramid Head means a lot to James in a way. It all ties back to something. I lost my train of thought, and I don't know where I was going with this.
It's okay. We can move on to Kat. What's on you? One of your top three.
So before I say that, I just want to say I haven't played a Silent Hill game yet, and now that I am a new fan to horror games, that's on my list to play because I've only heard good things.
Technically, you played PT, which would have been called Silent Hills.
Shame.
You just learned.
Shame.
And speaking of PT, actually, PT is on my list of games that are the scariest I've ever played. Basically,
Same.
I made my list of the 3 games that not only did I like, but also scared the shit out of me. And PT is definitely number 1. That game scared the actual bejesus out of me. I don't know how I got through it. I think that
we were all there with you.
Yeah, I think Samson had to tell me exactly what to do in order to get to the end. I do know that I did get to the end, but it's all a blur because I was just so scared the whole time.
I'll review the footage later. We'll put something together with that.
Yeah, and that was years ago too. And really, I've only started regularly playing scary games this year. So I'm still very new, but I'm getting more used to it. But yeah, PT was amazing. Even though I was scared, I could tell this was a quality game, and it wasn't even a game. It was a teaser, and it was amazing. And so many horror games have since adapted PT's formula.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows PT's formula now, and somehow it still works with other adaptations that people do. So it's really good.
You took those words right out of my mouth, because on the list of things, I got my little list right here, and on the okay, this side then fine. That was a spoiler. Nobody look at that. He said after he showed it. Well, so PT is probably one of the scariest games I've ever played. It was released as a way to promote Silent Hills, which is fascinating. That's why it's so hard to figure out what you have to do, because the internet was supposed to come together, figure this shit out, and promote the game through that mystery. And I can't just say PT, so I'm going to pick a game. This is probably the scariest game I've ever played, which follows the tradition of PT, which is Visage or Visage. Visage?
I've heard of this. A lot of people
Potato,
have been
potato.
playing this lately, and it looks really good.
Yes, it was. I think it was very recently released. I think it might have been on Halloween even. And you are trapped in a house. You need to find your way through, and you have to stay in the light. And sometimes paranormal effects happen, and sometimes there is this little ghost woman that comes after you. And the game keeps you on your toes. You're never truly safe. You can't fight it. So there is always a distinct amount of terror that follows you. I mean, that game was so scary, and I played it alone, that it was times where I was like, oh God, I have to take a break, just sit down, just relax. But my God, that's a good game.
Yeah, I think that's on my list to play too, but that one I definitely will have to stream, because I'm a lot braver when there are people there kind of with me, even if it's like through the internet.
You can donate bits and scare the shit out of her in addition to the game, because she has an alert that scares the crap out of her. It's fucking hilarious.
I turn it on with scary games only, so it's not on right now, but I can always turn it on.
Yeah, I watch her play any spooky game and wait for an opportune moment when I can tell that she looks creeped out and there's nothing going on, and boom, bits, and she's like, fuck. For the fans out there, it's hilarious.
So
that game looks like it would be amazing in VR, like where it narrows your focus. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then you get jump scares, poop yourself.
And it's not just a jump scare, because the game manages to create this aura of unpredictability, not only because there are few scripted events, paranormal things happen, randomly, and the game is fairly hard. So if you're not very good at these types of games, you might end up becoming a little frustrated, and that may lower the fear a little bit, which is yes, if you're good and if you're completely immersed, I think Vistage is probably the scariest game I've ever played, because you never know what to expect, and there's almost no other characters involved. It's just you walking through this house, and you're never safe. You never get to breathe. You're always on your toes, and then the fucking thing jumps out at you, or you run around the corner, and there it is, and you're just like, okay, fine, I didn't need these pants anyway. They can just be thrown.
You can have them.
Should have worn your brown pants.
They're all yours.
But
I will go naked.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But following the tradition of PT, there's a bunch of other games like that. Hell, I was playing the game horror games on Dreams, which is a game making thing on the PlayStation 4, and they make some incredible horror games in the mold of PT, where, okay, sure, it's a walking simulator, basically, but they keep you engaged with the story, and they keep the scares coming. It's absolutely great.
Yeah. So, yeah, I actually, PT's on my list too. It's not the scariest game I feel I've ever played, for certain reasons, but it was great, and I really wish it had come to fruition and came out as a full game. I would have wet myself, but and sadly, that's one of the reasons why I don't think it's the top of my list. But it is amazing, and it is still on my PS4, and I'm pretty sure that old ass broke ass PS4 is worth way more money because it's on there. And one of my favorite memories is from Strength in Gaming is making Kat play that game. So, because it was hilarious, and a lot of fun. But yeah, so Sal, what about you? What's something from your list?
Life. Life is scary.
The game of life?
I'm losing at it.
We're all winners.
Probably the first
so depressive.
First scary game that ever like really scared me. Like like I played Resident Evil before it, but Silent Hill 1.
The
Very
first
first
Silent
Silent Hill. Very first Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me, dude.
The fog, right?
No, isn't the fog was it was okay, but it was the scene where you were going through an alley and there was a body on the fence. I think it was like right at the beginning. Freaked me the fuck out. Like, oh crap. Get closer to that. And then the rest of the game was fucking amazing because of the fog. You know, you heard the static on the radio and you knew that it was a monster coming, but because of the fog, you didn't know exactly where it was coming from.
And it's
So
so interesting that it was for a different purpose, and then it ended up just working even better for the game.
Yeah, and you like the whole place is empty, and then you hear the sirens, and like, fuck, god damn it. You know, some shit's about to go down.
Yeah, the sirens. I do remember the air raid sirens in the first game. That's for sure. That's something that I do remember fondly, if that's the correct terminology.
Like Resident Evil wasn't scary compared to that game, dude. Not at all.
Except when the dogs jump through the fucking window. Fuck you, Sal.
Well, that's 100%.
Oh, dude, Sonny and I, we made a video on that. What makes a good jump scare, and we talked about just what hell are our favorite jump scares. I mentioned the dog from the window. What was your jump scare again, Sonny?
Well, when it's my turn to talk about the next game on the list, actually, I'll happily talk about it.
Well, go.
Yeah,
well,
let's go ahead
go to
and
the next
hear your
game
next
in
one. Yeah.
Thanitose.
Fantastic. I am going to, I know we just talked about Silent Hill and Resident Evil and all that. I'm going to talk about a more obscure game, which is actually definitely the game that scared me the most that I've ever played. Fatal Frame 2, The Crimson Butterfly. Has anyone ever heard of that?
I've heard of Fatal
Is it,
Frame.
Heard of it.
GameCube?
It was not on the GameCube, at least that I'm not aware of. Fatal Frame 2 specifically was actually on classic Xbox.
Oh well, yeah, that's a problem because I didn't grow up with an Xbone.
Neither did I, so I ended up playing it on the PC, and oh my god, it's a real piece of work. So, in Fatal Frame, you know your typical protagonist is like, you know, this average adult male or whatever, but in Fatal Frame, you are a young Japanese woman with your sister trying to get back home through the forest, and naturally going through the forest, you end up in a hellish nightmare village filled to the brim with ghosts that you cannot touch and can absolutely touch you and hurt you very bad. So naturally, you don't know anything about the ghosts. You're just trying to find your way home. You stumble in this village. You're looking for someone, anybody, and you see someone walk inside of a house. So naturally, you're like, there's no one else, so I should go in there too. And thank God this is the first house you go into, because guess what? To defeat monsters in this game, you have to take their pictures. And the only way to properly damage ghosts is to let them get close to you so that you can take a proper picture. And naturally, these ghosts will stumble and crawl and walk towards you menacingly. One of them actually drops straight from the ceiling, because how that ghost died was falling down 3 flights of stairs. Yes, each of the ghosts that you encounter died a horrific way and have to keep reliving their deaths over and over again. That's the whole theme of the village.
That sounds terrifying. The fact that you have to get close to them.
Mm.
Oh,
Nah.
that
Yeah, well,
alone.
I don't want to spoil things.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that I know this is on both of our lists, and I don't know if it's at the top of our list, but it's definitely my second, and that's Phasmophobia. Because it's just, I mean, you mentioned Paranormal Activity and having to get close to the ghost, like when you have to take a picture of it for like the secondary mission objective or something.
Yes.
I usually end up dying.
Imagine if in Phasmophobia you had to let the ghost get close enough to you and you had to take a proper picture or the ghost would kill you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that pressure's on.
That is
No thanks.
terrifying.
I'm gonna tell you guys my favorite part in the whole game real quick. As you're stumbling around, you lose your sister and you're looking for her. So naturally, you go into a graveyard, and the graveyard is dead quiet. There's no background sound or anything, and there's nothing there. So you're like, oh, that's nice or whatever. You go, you grab a key, you have to take a picture of something so that it dispels a locked door, right? And you go to that locked door. Well, it's very weird because when you do that, you see a picture. All right, in this picture, you see something like pop up. You see a woman, and her head is bent to her side. Her neck is completely broken, right? It's terrible. You're like, ew, why is this showing up in my picture? And you lower your camera down, and she's stepping through the gravestone at you. She's coming for you. This is played so well because throughout the game you take pictures like this all the time and you'll see ghosts that pop up in the pictures like, ooh, that's scary, but nothing ever happens. Except for this time. This girl comes at you full force. She's the strongest that she is in the entire game and has a broken neck. It's horrifying. It got me so good my first time.
Oh my god, I would be screaming. Or I'd be like, I don't know if I can finish this game.
There are many clips of cats screaming on her Twitch channel.
I'll take a look at that. You know, that game, Fatal Frame. I never played it myself, but
Yeah.
I watched Thani play it. And it actually has a really beautiful moment very early on in the game where they stumble through the forest. They see this village, of course, and one of the girls moves forward and she's like, oh, I'm so scared. Oh. And then her sister puts her hand on the shoulder of the person, you know, to calm her down. And then you see her sister step forward past the main character, but the hand remains on your shoulder. So you, of course, turn around and there's nothing there. Now, that was such a beautiful moment. It wasn't all that scary, but it just, what a way to introduce ghosts, you know?
If you really wanted scares, I would recommend Fatal Frame. Silent Hill 2 is so beautifully written and so symbolic in a lot of ways, but Fatal Frame 2 is scary as hell.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
Japanese
look
know
into
what the
that.
fuck they're doing. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, seriously.
Well
I
said.
mean, that's why I said that's why I brought out the Japanese whiskey to have a sip of that with y'all, because I knew there was gonna be a bunch of spooky Japanese games.
No,
And
you
I
didn't.
am glad that
Yeah,
you chose for one of your options like a more obscure game. Because I think I feel like I've heard the name Fatal Frame before, but only in passing. So I would have never like known how
Freeze frame.
good it was if I didn't hear about it here, I think.
Hey, that's what friends are for, right? I learned about Visage
Absolutely.
today, so.
Yes, absolutely. And we're all friends now, and we all float down here.
And I know Samson said he mentioned another one on his list was Phasmophobia, and is also on my list too. And you talking about Fatal Frame did immediately remind me of Phasmophobia because this is like a game that still scares the shit out of me every time I play it, but I'm like, it's like a happy scare. Like it's like I get super scared and I scream and then I immediately giggle after like I'm safe because it's just so like it's a satisfying game and I really don't know what it is.
That's my reaction to pretty much every single jump scare and anything in life. If someone gets me good, if I get a good jump scare, I will giggle afterwards because it is enjoyable. But I'm probably a masochist. So
well, and I feel like there are other, at least in my brain and my perspective, other horror games like are scary and not in a good way. Like they do the thing, they jump scare me, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, let's just move on. Like Outlast was like that for me, where I I played the first Outlast. It was scary. It was fine, but like it was the kind of scary that I wasn't enjoying. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was just like kind of trying to just
When-
get through and finish it. Whereas
it
like
made you-
Phasmophobia, I'm like joyful with
Yeah,
the scares.
in Outlast, we that was the one where you did the challenge, right? To get to play it on your Twitch channel.
Yeah, because I really didn't want to play
She
it.
did not want to play it, so she said if she got X amount of subscribers, which she obviously ended up got it good, get it, got it good, and I I was watching her, and genuinely I was worried at some points because it was pretty bad, but also I was waiting with the bits to scare the shit out of her, but I genuinely, I told her, I'm a true friend, and I will clip your heart attack before I call 911.
It's good content. I wouldn't want you to waste that
Yeah,
opportunity.
exactly. Don't want to waste that.
But Phasmophobia, I think, is deceptively like simple and scary. And I just love it. It's fun with your friends as well as you get a good scare.
Yeah.
And I like the paranormal a lot. I really like ghosts and occult and witchcraft and things like that. So I love it. I love that game.
When it comes to my horror movies, it's always the ghosts, the demons, everything like that is what I gravitate to. My favorite horror slasher of all time is definitely Freddy Krueger, just because of all of the different things that he can do. If I'm looking for something in a horror movie, it's some sort of supernatural being that runs around killing people. Now, if I want it to be scary, it could be a scary, spooky monster, or if I want it to be, scary fun, it's again a demon. I always wanted to be a demon of some kind, or a ghost. One of those.
Yeah, totally.
Event Horizon. That's my
Yes.
favorite scary movie.
Yeah, Event Horizon was a good one.
Oh, speaking
Space
of,
haunting.
scary games that people probably haven't heard of, something that's a little bit more out there, Corpse Party. Do you guys even know what that is?
No.
That's a anime game, right?
I feel like I heard this name.
That is true. That game is an anime game. It is actually a pixel game, at least when I played it. It wasn't on the Super Nintendo. I played it on the PSP Go or PS Vita, one of those. But
it looks like a horror dating sim.
yeah, kind of, but it has its moments. It's about these students that, of course, they play around and let's do like a ritual here at the school, and they are teleported to a nightmare realm. And if you die in that realm, you are fated to relive your death again and again. You have to carry with you that pain that you experienced at its apex, and there are a lot of angry spirits in that game that, because they have to experience that pain, they now want to inflict the pain on other people. There is specifically one moment in the game where this girl, and they are all children, by the way, none of them are older than 15, probably around 11 to 13, something like that. And two ghosts grab her by the legs and they fly away with her. And the ghosts, they fly through a wall at supersonic speeds. Now, of course, the ghosts, being of their the incorporeal substance, they go straight through. The girl, however, gets splattered all across the wall. And you move through that area later, and a phone rings, your cell phone, and you pick it up, and the girl that just got her guts splattered all across the wall calls you to say, please, don't look at my intestines. I'm so embarrassed. It's...
Yamete kudasai.
Yeah.
I put it on my wish list.
I mean, that's a game which, I guess, not super scary, but it will creep you the fuck out.
Creepy is good.
I like
mean,
creepy. Yeah.
So jump scares, I may like to categorize horror, like jump scares and creepy. Like I love jump scares, but if a game or movie or whatever can like make me uncomfortable when I go to bed that night, it did its job.
Yeah, I agree for
Like
sure.
it gives you gas.
Yes,
Okay.
I get a lot of gas from horror films.
From horror films. No, I'm gonna be farting tonight. This thing's scaring the shit out of me.
Well, we have already established earlier on that Thani here, he is just a figment of my gas, considering the fact that I have learned how to speak with my ass.
It's
Yes.
amazing that you can keep farting after all this time. It's been like 2 hours.
I know.
How many miles of intestine are in the body? That's how long you can poop.
Yeah. Yes. I know this for a fact.
Miles and miles
Personal
of intestine.
experience.
You can fart for a long time. I tell you what.
Thani and I was actually talking a little bit before we started here. We were talking about Resident Evil, because I think we agree, Thani, that most of the Resident Evil games aren't really that scary, right?
Yeah, they kind of fell to like the action, like super actiony aspect, and that's
Yeah.
fine because Resident Evil 4 is still a great game, even though it's not like a horror game. But yes, Lost, I agree.
And so we talked around what are the scary Resident Evil games, and of course it's the dog, but I remember playing the demo version of Resident Evil 7. It was kind of after PT, I think, because they realized, oh god, PT really worked out, so let's do this for Resident Evil 7.
I got
And
a
when
question
you-
for you two guys to answer. Do you think that's an actual Resident Evil game? Does it feel like a Resident Evil game to you guys?
Resident Evil 7 or the
Yeah.
demo?
Well, the demo was kind of it's the whole
Own
game pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah,
But-
the demo was its own thing. As far as is it a Resident Evil game? What makes a Resident Evil game, I suppose, the characters, but the character were new. You have the box, but it wasn't really the box alone does not really make a Resident Evil game, but I suppose they wanted to make it a Resident Evil game. They wanted to take the series in a new direction, even though there came out like a bajillion remakes off of that. You know what? The next one is coming out. It's going to be in the same vein. So it's the first of a new type of Resident Evil. The first part of that is absolutely terrifying. I remember the demo when the guy moves across the door. Oh, I trusted nothing after that because I didn't know what type of monster or whatever he was. And yeah, that scared me in the same vein as PT did. And the experience was a rather short one, so I was terrified the whole way through. Whereas in the main game, you are kind of okay, you're scared in the beginning, and then you start getting weapons, and now you kind of start knowing how to deal with all of these things, and you get a sense of power, and you aren't scared anymore, especially towards the latter half when you get a machine gun.
I completely agree, Lost. Yes, we did talk about this actually before the podcast, but 100% Resident Evil 7 at the beginning is very good when we don't know what the hell is going on. Jack, the old man, when he just seamlessly walks through a solid wall and knocks it down by doing so, it's like, oh my god, what the hell am I dealing with? That's scary. But as Lost said, as time goes on, you get more equipped. You get your machine gun, it becomes not a horror game.
Which is kind of what happens with all of the Resident Evil games, I
Becomes
guess.
7 days to die.
I agree, even though I haven't played that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't personally played any Resident Evil games. But I've watched
Wait,
a lot of
Did we know this? Why is she still on
yeah.
the show? Did we not?
I've watched
even
people play
one.
them, but I haven't played it myself. But yeah, I would agree it's way more action to me than horror.
What was it? Was it 6? Was the one that was co-op in like Africa or something?
5.
That was
That's
five.
5. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't speak
Sorry.
about 6.
Yeah,
We
6
don't-
is
No,
forbidden.
5.
Yeah.
I liked 5, but I didn't feel it was the same thing as the other games. Like it was like an arcade game. It was something completely different.
When you have super like steroided out Chris punching a boulder on a volcano, I don't think it's a horror game anymore. I'm sorry.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
he's straight up punching the hell out of this boulder to move it. It's like, what?
That's
That
not
is
what you do. That's not how you move boulders. Come on.
That is something that
Come on,
Thani and
man.
we need to make a video on, and we're gonna make it like old game theory. Like, how much force would you need to use to punch that boulder, and how dense are your bones to be able to keep your hand from cracking?
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's clearly. So I have to do math, and I hate math, but there's clearly content here.
It'll be worth it. It'll totally be worth it. I want to watch that video.
Wait, wasn't Chris? He was on the T virus, snorting it. Some good T virus.
I think he was just I don't think he was infected at all. He's just a super soldier. Ha, hoorah, America! Yeah.
You see,
Pretty much.
If you yell "ah" really hard, you gain superpowers. And if we know our Japanese anime, and we do, yelling "ah" will make you superhuman.
He was created with the S virus.
The weeb virus.
The weed virus, yes.
The W virus.
Sal, what's on your list? What else is on your list?
Life. Life is
I already
Again,
said
at
life.
number 2.
is double terrifying. No, System Shock 2.
System Shock 2.
System Shock 2 freaked me the fuck out when I played it the first time through. It's a progenitor of the fucking the crazy ass AI from Portals.
GLaDOS.
Yeah, the AI is fucking nuts in that game, dude. It's like some demon cyber monster thing. Fucking crazy. If you've never played System Shock 2, it's $10 on Steam. You should
I'm
give
gonna
a
add
go.
it to my wish
I've heard
list
that
right
name
now.
before.
Yeah, System Shock 2 is one of those games that a lot of players have a lot of good memories from, and I do believe that they are remaking it. I don't know if
Trying
it's
to. Yeah, they were
fan
trying to
game?
remake it.
Yeah.
No, it was somebody was remaking it, but I think all that shit fell through.
Now, should I play the first one or should I start
No,
with the
don't
second
play
one?
the first one.
Okay.
The first one, horrible fucking controls. Holy crap. real
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, you
I'll
don't
go
want to do
straight to
that.
the second one then.
Yeah,
wanna
no,
make
play
sure.
System Shock. They pretty much recaps System Shock in System Shock 2 through flashbacks and the machine talking to you. But
It is kind of like Portal, yeah,
Really
but it
good.
is way more scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Portal wasn't fucking hilarious and a masterpiece, then I would consider it horror. You know her? That shit was amazing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Chills.
So whose turn is it now?
Well, I think we've all done our
Yeah,
At
okay,
least
so I'm
two.
going to go again.
so Last is gonna do his most of all time scariest game.
Well, no,
Yes.
that was Visage. That was
Okay.
Visage.
Well, let's go to
Because
the other one then, I guess. He's
Yes.
out of,
Yeah, which one's
he's
this one?
He's a pulp kind of guy. It's cool. We don't want
so this game was one of the ones that really showed me how to play scary games, and it's Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Because
You know it. You
Mm.
know it.
horror games, they require way more of you than other games, because you have to get
True.
totally immersed into the actual game for it to have that effect on you. You have to allow it in first so that it can get in under your skin. And it might sound stupid, but in the beginning of the game, the developers say, hi guys, this is a horror game. We suggest you play this without any lights. We suggest you just try to immerse yourself as much as humanly possible. And I did. And just walking through and just experiencing the wind blowing candles out and all of that. And, the monsters I was facing, not really that scary, but the anticipation of them. And in addition, the game always moved forward. It's because if you met a monster and it killed you like twice, they would remove it. Now, they wouldn't tell you, but they would remove it or move it to a different location so that you would be more surprised again. Because again, any frustration will kill the fear. So you continue, you play it, and all of the way, and it has like an interesting story, right? You find these things, you're trying to figure out this mystery, and I'm not going to spoil it because even though it's an old ass game, it's still really good today. In fact, it popularized a lot of these things that you do in modern horror games, where you open up like doors with a mouse, like you do in Phasmophobia, don't we? I believe you do. You don't just click.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't just click on
You
the
have to
door.
hold it and pull it open.
Yeah. That type of stuff. And for some reason, that makes shit more scary because, again, you're more involved in the actual world. It's not just pressing a button. They're trying to avoid all of the gaminess of it. And that simply, it was beautiful. Beautiful experience.
Very nice. Very nice. I got both of them on my Epic for free.
Yeah, I think I did too. And I did recently play Amnesia: The Dark Descent for the first time. And I really did like it for the same reason, where it's more of like a psychological thing than like a jump scare. And to me, I think that has more value to me in a scary game. Like, I don't need to be jump scared to enjoy the game, but I want a good story, mystery, creep factor in my scary game.
So no Five Nights at Freddy's then?
Hell no. I tried that. That sucks. That game fucking sucks. That's a stupid ass game. I hate it.
Yeah, it's just a night trap with a better budget.
Dude, Night Trap was amazing. Honorable mention.
Never heard of that.
Oh my god!
I know, because you guys are fetuses.
Hey, fuckers! You should watch. What is it called? The retro thing on Netflix. What is it called? So, god damn it! So.
The retro.
The video game one.
Yeah, we did a fucking episode about it. Sorry, I'm a little buzzed. I'm a little buzzed right now. So
I already forgot what it's called.
It's hard to do things. It's hard to do things. It was High Score on Netflix. But
listen, when we make a video of anything, it all goes out of my brain. I mean, okay, it's done with it. I can move on to the next project.
Yeah, it's because you started it on the cloud. You don't have to remember it anymore. Yeah, that's why I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember half of you after we hang up this. That includes Sam.
Yeah, he doesn't remember me most of the time.
It's gonna go into the cloud.
That's why he's a virgin every time.
Yeah, dude. I forget every time, and I've been a butt virgin for 50th time already.
Not while I'm drinking whiskey, bro. I almost died.
Okay, so I guess I'll go next. I already forgot what I was gonna say.
That's scary.
Come on, bring it out. Bring it.
Let's go. Come on.
All right, somebody else go.
Well, while Sal's thinking, I'll do an honorable mention. An honorable mention for me is a very old game and one of my favorite games. And who doesn't think dolls are fucking creepy? Seventh Guest. Back in the day, Seventh Guest, an old CD-ROM fucking. It was like one of the first CD-ROM games that had little, puzzles and cinematics, and it was creepy as shit. And I think one of the scariest things about it was at one point I would always play with headphones, and at one point I took my headphones off and I was just playing, and there was a point where you get to the room, it's like a fancy room, and if you click on the bed, you hear a bunch of sex sounds. like people having sex on the. There's no video, but you hear people having sex, and the speakers were really loud, and I'm pretty sure I was like 12 or 13, and I was scared shitless because my parents heard
Oh
that.
my god.
All right, Sal, go ahead.
Sammy, you in there beating your meat again, boy?
Oh, the computer was in the living room, sir.
Am I gonna have to come in there?
I had to
and
beat
whoop
my
your
meat
ass,
at like
boy?
3 a.m, bro.
Oh, that reminds me. This is totally off
Cat
topic,
was like, what?
but I had somewhat of a
Somebody
similar
clip that.
experience. I have somewhat of a similar experience. I'll actually clip that.
Click. Actually,
I have some of the similar.
I
experience.
can clip it.
I was listening to
GeForce
Dr.
Experience, bitch. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I have that as well. I was listening to Dr. Dre's album.
Fucking love Doctor. The doc.
2001, I believe, and there's a skit there where
Next
it's just
episode.
there's just two people fucking, and I was like chilling to it, and then that
Fucking.
those suddenly like I think it's a threesome actually, and it played out while my grandma was visiting.
Oh man.
Yes.
And she laughed her ass off.
Yes.
Hell
she did.
yeah.
Yeah, she did. Your grandma's amazing.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that though Lost is Norwegian as fuck, he does not like black metal, but he loves gangster rap.
Yeah.
So so it's sort of like it's like, you know, I would have not have been your friend when you said the first thing, but then you were like, he likes gangster rap, and I was like, okay, you're okay, it's fine.
Illmatic for life.
Yes. Sal, were you gonna say something? You said that went too
I'm just
far.
kidding.
Okay,
I remembered.
No,
I
Okay,
remembered.
we got it.
Subnautica terrifies the fuck out of me.
Yes, but and I can see it. I can see, even though I don't have as much of a fear of the deep as you do, but yes. Oh my god, I can see that. I have a story, but keep going.
Yeah, it starts off all fucking happy-go-lucky. You're in shallow water. You see like beautiful colors and fish, and as you go along and you progress the story, you start going deeper in the ocean. And your first foray into
Nope. You just said nope.
you go to your crash ship to try to get some equipment and shit and figure out what happened. And my first foray over there, I had it's like a little submersible. So I was just fucking Leviathan fucked me up, dude. It grabbed me and it flipped me around and started yelling in my face, dude. At that
It's
point,
always the Leviathan.
yeah, dude. At that point, I
Honestly.
didn't know that a thing as the Leviathan existed. I was like, oh fuck, it's getting pretty dark. And then all of a sudden, wham!
Wham, bam, thank you, man.
Okay, I gotta
Triggered
play
me.
this game soon. I have it in my
Yeah,
library
I-
waiting
I-
to play.
I really want to play Subnautica, and are you good, Sal? Or
Well, no, it triggered
But-
me so fucking hard. I
Yes.
had an anxiety attack.
you texted me.
I had to turn
I remember
everything
you
off.
telling me that you had a terrible anxiety attack about. I was like, oh man, yeah, because I really want to play that game. It sounds amazing, and VR too.
Yeah, and I've heard really good things about the game, so I didn't realize it was scary.
I want to see Sal play that shit in VR. Yes.
Thani, did you
Yes.
actually you play that? I don't remember if you streamed it or not.
I actually have not, though. I've seen a lot of gameplay, and I've seen a lot of streamers react to the Leviathan, and it's the same thing every time. Leviathan is horrifying.
Oh, you are playing that. There's another game coming out.
So-
It's called Subnautica Below Zero, which
Oh.
like new-ish, and yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played the expansion yet. I don't know
So
if I'll be able to. Well, man, I might
Sounds
be able to if
exciting.
I'm like really
Sal.
high and drunk.
this story is mostly for you and anybody interested in Subnautica. But it was a few months ago. My wife and I went to Catalina, which is an island off of the coast of California, and it's a vacation spot. And we went camping there. We brought our own toilet because fuck COVID. I ain't gonna fucking use an outhouse in this environment right now. I'll use my own bathroom. Thank you very much. We brought our own pop-up outhouse, but we went kayaking in the ocean, and we've only done kayaking in the ocean a few times, and it's not that bad. We started off in the little coastal area where we've been snorkeling, and then we kayaked across the bay, and then we of like the entrance where we were in two harbors, and then we kayaked across another little inlet, and I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of boats with Trump flags. That was pretty scary. And we kept going, and then we got, because the people at the visitor center told us that there was this little alcove. If you go past a few inlets, a few like private docking areas, then you can get to this area where there's usually nobody there, and it's like a nice place to just put your kayaks or whatever. But we went past that section just to go a little bit further, and then we went a little bit far out, and we were kind of in like deepish water where you could not see the bottom. Like everywhere else you could see the bottom, and we saw this like thing sticking out of the water, and so we got a little bit closer, and maybe a few feet, and it looked like there was like a bottle, maybe like some goggles stuck to like a string down in the water, and Heather was like, let's go find out what it is. And I was like, nope, nope, we're gonna go back. I don't want to fucking see what that is.
I've seen too many Jaws movies. Fuck that.
I don't know what's attached to that shit, because it was not like an official buoy or anything. It was just like going into the depths, and it was some like, it almost looked like trash or junk or something, but it was purposefully put there. I was like, no. Anyways, who's next on the list?
I'll go.
Kat.
By all means.
So my last game that I wanted to talk about. So this is my more obscure game, at least I think it is. I never heard of it until somebody recommended it to me on my stream. And it's a little horror indie game called Love Sam. Have you guys heard of that before?
I watched you play that. That shit was scary.
Yeah, that was scary as fuck. I didn't expect it to be that scary. I thought it was going to be a little bit.
Those bit alerts really got you on that one. I remember.
Yeah, it was terrifying. The premise of the game is that you wake up in your little like not even one room apartment. It's like a studio. So like your bed and your kitchen and your desk and your front door can all be seen in the center of the room. And then you have like a bathroom, and then that's it. So you wake up, you sit down at your desk. It's very creepy. It's raining outside. Your crappy apartment's really dark, and you sit at your desk and you start reading this journal. And creepy shit starts to unfold as you get farther into the journal. It's like the more pages you turn, after you turn a few, something creepy happens, or you have to like pick something up and put it somewhere else in order to progress the story. And it's very early on, it seems like there is some sort of ghost or entity or person stalking you, and you see something. Something is in your apartment with you, like in the corner of your eye. You see things. You'll see like a hand come out from under the bed really quick, and then go back in, and then you drop something, and you have to.
Yeah, it's just a Willem Dafoe under your bed.
And you have to pick up what you dropped right next to the bed. I mean, I'm just touching the surface with this because I don't want to spoil too much of the experience of the story, but holy shit. And the story was actually really excellent. Like I just expected this to be a whatever, nothing, oh, I got a few scares kind of game, and it ended up being like a really, really good story, and like kind of fucked up. And that's what I like in my games. I like my games a little fucked up.
You know, as you get older, that doesn't frighten you anymore when like shit coming under from your bed. Like I hang both legs out and never.
Well, yeah, you leave your ass out so the demon will eat your ass in the middle of the night.
No, because
that is actually rather fascinating, because that reminds me of another game that I played. Now, this game was an indie game. I looked up Love Sam, and it was made in very much the same vein, very much the same type of detail, but it was called The Survey. and you were in a haunted house, of course, an apartment, just like all the other games right now. And you were moving through. At a certain point, your phone would ding, and it would bring up a survey that you filled out, and I assumed that would affect parts of the game. And at one point, the survey asked you, someone is standing behind you. Do you want to turn around?
No.
I remember this.
Nope.
No.
That's like, nope.
No, not doing that. And the game was filled with moments like this. And of course, you have to go and find shit. But the funniest point of the story was, this was one of my very first streams I did. And I played the entire game on mute for the stream. And nobody noticed.
Are you serious?
No, until the end, when everybody was like, why are you just staring at that radio? Because at that point, they basically were telling me the story of the game. It's like, wait, is the game on mute? And I was like, everybody was really into it because I was like,
So they were enjoying it still.
It's
Like
so
you didn't
cool.
need
Yeah.
sound for the majority of it.
yeah, they didn't need a sound because I was, talking all the time like I'm doing now and just taking up all of the space because that's what I do. It's just, it blows my mind. I just remembered now that I played through that entire game and it was really annoying because I recorded everything. And it was just out.
Oh, yeah. We've had that horror story.
Oh
before.
yeah.
Oh,
Record
yeah.
an entire episode and then be like, fuck,
Gotta
it wasn't
record it
recording.
Yeah, that's the real terror right there.
That was a
Audio
rough day.
issues.
That was
Audio
a
issues
rough
are
day.
a nightmare.
Who hasn't told? Yeah, audio and now video. Jesus Christ. Has anybody not gone yet? On the 3rd?
I have not.
Yes, Thanatos. Let's get yours.
All right. Well, to recap, my first pick was Silent Hill 2, which is just a masterpiece, an art piece of horror psychologically. My second pick was Fatal Frame 2, literally the scariest game I've ever played, filled with ghosts and spooks like no other game. And my third pick is Dead Space 2. Have any of you heard of Dead Space?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
heard Dead
Mention the
Space.
third one though, because
Don't talk about that. That,
We
that,
don't-
that
nobody
didn't
talks about
happen.
Oh, we made a video on that as well, and that was the same day when we talked about Konami, and that video also turned out to be fucking 50 minutes long.
I ranted about how bad Dead Space 3 was for so long. Oh, but we're not
Yeah,
going to talk
yeah.
about that.
I
He
agree,
had a
Dead Space.
list of 30 points.
In depth.
Check
it
out
seems
that
like
video. Is that at Midnight Channel or is that at Thanatos?
It's not out yet, but it's,
It's
going
not
to be
out.
on
Oh,
Midnight.
okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It will
but
be on
you,
the Midnight Channel.
going from the first one to the second one, they really figured out how to hide monsters and where to have
Yes.
them pop out, and the game mechanics were way better than what the first one was, like shooting limbs off and stuff like that.
A lot of people will be like, oh no, 1 is better than 2. And I completely
No.
disagree because as you're playing through 1, there's so many clunky things about it.
Uh-huh.
Like yeah, it's the first game, and so it's like the newest, and there's a lot of new elements, but 2 refined so much about it and kept it a scary game, even though it's an action horror game, which is very
Mhm.
impressive. Dude, Dead Space is a game where a zombie head with tentacles coming out of the neck can grab you, rip off your head, and take control of your body and walk away.
Pretty sure I've had that
The-
nightmare
the
before.
deaths on that are pretty fun.
Yes.
Fatality.
There are so many necromorph executions. I
Yeah.
mean, they turn it up to an 11 as far as the body horror goes. I mean, one necromorph is literally just torsos put together. It's called a tripod. It's horrifying.
Ooh, that sounds beautiful.
Yes.
We're
You know what's
making a
weird?
video on that.
It's true.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
I'm gonna
I
give you guys a
love-
spoiler.
Horror.
There's actually male and female tripods.
So,
One of them.
6 boobs.
So
Yeah. Let me give you. I
So
know
we're
that's
saying there's a chance.
no. Don't listen. You don't want anything from this one's throat.
you don't want none of that.
No.
I don't know, man. Necrophilics are like,
All the male tripods are this
Golems,
horrible, disgusting abominations, right? Straight out
Flesh
of Doom.
golems.
But then the female one,
Doom, one of my all-time favorite games.
yes, the female one has a super long tentacle that comes out of its mouth, and in the middle of that
Gwendolyn,
tentacle
is that you?
is a baby. There's just a random baby in the middle of that tentacle. It's just fucking crazy. I love it.
The babies. Okay, yes, the babies.
They're horrible.
Kat sounds like she would enjoy that.
Yeah, the lore is really fucking interesting as well.
Oh yeah.
My favorite part, at least my favorite scare in Dead Space 2, is without a doubt, as you're going through 1 and 2, Dead Space 1 and 2, elevators are just this like brief moment of respite. No matter what, anytime you use an elevator, you're safe for just a little bit. It feels good. Except for in the second one, where halfway through the game, completely randomly, you're going up, you get to your safe haven, you're like, yes, finally, oh, that was terrible. And a necromorph jumps out from the top of the vent in this super small base. Just, oh, it's
So
good.
mean.
It's like, surprise. Yeah. Such a good horror game. But not 3. We don't talk about that.
No, not 3.
We do not talk about
They put Dead Space on a Slim Jim.
that.
I'm not even kidding.
Okay, so don't play 3. Got it.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
The best part of Dead Space 3 is the DLC. Literally, the DLC for Dead Space 3 is actually okay, but you have to play through Dead Space 3 to get to it, so it's not even worth it.
Right, and you have to buy Dead Space 3 in order to get
Yeah.
the good downloadable content.
To get the good ending, you have to buy the game and then buy the ending.
Yeah.
You know, I recently downloaded Origin to play some Apex, and I got Dead Space 3 for free on there.
Yeah, if you have the access pass, you get access to all 3 of the games, plus the DLC.
Yeah, so I automatically thought about Thani, and my heart was just filled with utter hatred and rage of what they did to my friend. He was truly damaged by that game.
Aw.
May I just say that Dead Space 3 was so bad, and it was marketed as like the next Call of Duty. It was super marketed, like it was on everything. Mountain Dew, Slim Jim, for some reason.
That reminds me.
YouTubers were
Really?
playing it and promoting it up a storm, and just it was supposed to be the next Call of Duty when it's not at all a Call of Duty game. It's an action horror game, psychological thriller. So because they pressed it so hard, they demanded that the people working on it, Visceral Games, they were like, hey guys, we need you at minimum to make like $20 million in sales. Well, first of all, even the best horror games really don't sell well, unfortunately. And so they just set them up to fail. They didn't reach the quota, even with all that marketing. And then they were just like, well, no more Visceral Games, no more Dead Space, microtransactions. Thanks, EA.
Yeah, microtransactions.
God damn it, EA.
Evil assholes back at it again.
Yeah. Speaking about scary.
Yes.
Truly scary.
Exactly. Has everybody but me gone then for their last?
Oh, you get the soggy biscuit.
Yeah, soggy biscuit time. No,
It's all
well,
yours.
I might as well be. I at the top of my list, I think something that stuck with me for nigh on. God, how long has this podcast been around, guys? 7, 8 years? Where are we
I
at?
don't know.
It's been a fucking while.
6
At least 6 or 7.
I think it's about 7.
Oh.
And over to the right of me, you can't see it, I have all the original 9 posters. And episode 5, we done that episode right after I literally finished a game by binging it an entire night over that, and not sleeping but much at all. I think I went to bed maybe at like 4 or 5 in the morning because I had to save Ellie. And that's Last of Us. The original Last of Us was probably one of the more psychological games for me. Not necessarily, I mean, there were jump scares, but it was one of my favorite takes on the zombie apocalypse. The fucking fungal clicker bullshit was creepy as fuck. And I think the whole, I mean, spoilers, whatever, fuck, it's been forever. If you listen to the show, It's like the 5th time that I've fucking talked about Last of Us. I think the cannibals with Ellie, and just when it got to that point where you're Ellie and you're killing the cannibal leader, I was button mashing that control long after the scene had stopped. I was like broken at that point. I was just like, die, motherfucker. I was like, it was like 4 in the morning, and I was like, I was traumatized. I was like, I felt it was like PTSD after playing that game, and it stuck with me for a very long time. And it's one of my favorite games of all time, horror wise, and it's great.
That is a
really is.
fantastic title, Thani, that we are going to steal. Games that broke me.
Yes,
That is
games,
Yes.
games that broke you,
wonderful.
because it totally fucking broke me. And you know, it just like it was just one of those things that happened. And like my wife was pissed at me the next day because she couldn't sleep because I was up out there in the living room playing till at least 4:30 in the morning, so I could finish the game before we did episode 5 of Strength in Gaming. Please don't go back to episode 5. The quality is fucking terrible. On that episode, that was back when we were with one microphone. But
Also, I'm not there yet.
and Kat wasn't there. Kat did not show up until episode 30. But that I really liked that game.
The Last of Us is such a good game, and I was so hyped for 2, and then it was just wow.
Yeah, I just
Mhm.
pretend it didn't happen. So
It's
far.
like Dead Space 3. It didn't exist.
Mhm.
No.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, same. I
Um,
haven't played it. I haven't played
Yeah, I haven't played the second one either.
Gonna play it though at some point when I have some more
it.
free
Probably
time.
same. Probably same.
Yeah, or when it's on. I think when it's on sale, I'll get it.
I
Yeah.
mean, Donkey just made a video on reacting to all of the hate comments he said for liking the game. So I'm gonna watch that shit.
I mean, there's got to be something to that, right?
Yes.
But yeah, so I think that about wraps it up for our main topic. So, Thanitose Lost, where can our listeners find your lovely new channel and all the things that you do and you in general?
Take
They
it
can
away, Lost.
Well, have you heard of this thing called the internet? Yes. Okay.
No,
so on
we
the
haven't. We haven't.
Yes.
Well-
Actually. What is the internet, Lost? Tell
I'm
us.
cultured. I know.
the internet is a series of tubes that interconnects to create this place that doesn't exist, where
Of
you can
penetration.
find videos, you can find writings. I bet so. There's like 30% of the internet is porn, 20% is racism, and at least the rest of it is like cat videos. But
I think
in
there's
between
some
the cat videos-
overlapping there too. In the
racist cat videos.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, there are
Okay.
definitely racist cat videos.
Well, if you go to this website that is mainly a cat video repository, you can find a channel called the Midnight Channel. You will probably have to look a little bit down because it's not on top yet when you search for it, but it has a blue background and a TV on it. And on that, you'll find Thani and me talking about different horror games in very much the same way that you guys have done. In fact, if I'm allowed to say this just a little bit, I actually, after I was on the first time, I bought a book on how to do a podcast. I wasn't intending to start a podcast, but I bought it and I listened to how they were doing it.
You just
And
wanted to one up us.
well, yeah, I want to be better than you in every single
Yes.
possible way.
Absolutely.
And when I contacted Thani, the ideas kind of grew into like a mini podcast because we try to keep it to like 10 minutes. We try. We try our best.
We do try.
Oh, what's that like?
Yeah.
We're talking like 2 hours minimum here.
Yeah, no. So, so our videos are basically on a lot of different horror subjects. We talked about the lore and powers of Silent Hill. What is it that makes Silent Hill Silent Hill? Our first video was about a monster called, what was it called again, Thani? Which monster was
Oh, it was the Great Children. They got censored.
Yes, the Great Children was censored because, you know, you were shooting children in the face, and Europe didn't like that. It was okay in America though, but Europe was like, nah, let's.
I feel like that's the opposite for one of my favorite series is Hannibal. I think they censored in America. They censored some children murder on Hannibal.
Well, it was a while back, so maybe things have changed. But yeah, so the censored Great Children, we made a video on Eternal Darkness, the most meta of all horror games. We love horror. We talk about anything that really interests us, but to be clever, we decided, okay, horror can be a big part of our identity, so you guys know what you're getting when you subscribe. The Midnight Channel.
The Midnight Channel.
The Midnight Channel, which you can find on YouTube, or you can go down below this YouTube video, and there are a bunch of links. The most prominent one will definitely be the Midnight Channel, followed by Lost and Thanatos.
Ours being half past the monkey's balls.
Yes, and there'll also be links in the metadata of this podcast. So whatever podcast app you're listening on, you will have all of those links for you, our listeners. Shout out to India once again. Y'all are like 60% of our downloads now because we're popular in India. Yes.
Go India!
Yes. It happened like practically overnight when I put us on Ghana, because Ghana.com only has like 6 prominent video game podcasts, and we're in the top 3. So suck it, Giant Bomb. Suck it, fucking Indoor Kids, all you fucking other celebrity podcast bullshits. That we're big in India. and now Lost and Thanitose and the Midnight Channel are gonna be big in India. So
that's cool, man.
Hell yeah.
We're like Jerry Lewis when he got famous in France.
There you go. Or don't let us not forget the Hasselhoff in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And have you heard about Aha? It's a Norwegian band.
Yes.
Yes.
They were like
famous
huge
here.
in Japan for a big while before they actually became, you know, famous anywhere else. Words are hard, so I just
Yes, they are. They are hard.
Mm.
But thank you guys.
Just like my. Oh, no, okay, we're not doing that. Fine, I'm sorry.
Penetration. just like Sal's pickle. Thank you guys again for being on the show. It's been awesome, and we'll definitely have to do this again. I foresee collaborations in our future because we're all of the same, cut from the same cloth, I believe. And
everybody in the pile.
Everybody in the pile.
Rad.
And tomorrow, though, well, it's going to be in the past at this point. We are doing our game day for Extra Life, 24-hour game marathon for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Particularly, we are fundraising for CHOC, Children's Hospital of Orange County, because that's close to where we are. And maybe, you know, hopefully Lost or Thanatos can stop by tomorrow or late in the past. But you can still, there's a link in this under this video or in this podcast. There's a link for Extra Life. Please donate to help sick children, especially now in times of a fucking pandemic.
Seriously, yeah.
People make shit up. Children are definitely affected by this. Like it's not just pass them over. And Children's Miracle Network hospitals has been doing so much for cancer and other hereditary diseases and so many things. And we do this every year. This is our 8th year doing. I was setting up our shit in Extra Life. I'll send you guys a link, Lost Thanatos, to join our team. Cool. I was looking at it, and we've been. This is our 8th year. This is our 8th year doing fundraising for them, and we've raised thousands of dollars at this point, and hopefully thousands more before the end of the year this year. But yeah, thank you guys again for being on the show. We love you. Check out also Lost was on episode 119, aka Celebrity Gamer number 3, which was over a year ago. And Thanatos, thank you for being on the show for the very first time. I love your voice. I think if you speak of the show when you say your voice.
Yes. It's very lovely voice.
I would as Lost said, I can make money off of that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode, everybody. Good night, you motherfucking nerds. Kat, do you have anything you want to say?
Nope. I just want to say good night and thank you guys for being here with us. It was so much fun, and thank you for putting up with my quiz.
Your quiz was amazing, and it was the best one yet. I wish there was actually an episode completely dedicated to it. We'll do more. Sal, anything for you?
So have spoken the pickle.
Lost?
Is this where I show my dick?
Yes.
All right, fine.
I'll have to do pixelation.
It's finally time lost. Go.
Dick. Wait, hold on. I gotta get my microscope.
Oh!
And
thank you guys so much for having me. It really was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself quite a bit.
You're absolutely welcome.
Up until now.
It's all true. Sick of y'all. Ugh.
What's wrong with a little ribbing?
Nothing at all. Commence the ribbing.
Sal is warded for your pleasure. He's got warts, his bumps and pickle. All right. Good night, motherfucking nerds. Peace.
Bye. Thank you so much to all the nerds that listened. You can find us at strengthengaming.com or email us at info@strcast.com.
Great. Do I take out my penis now?
Detachable penis.
That's for say that for the end.
Okay.
And just the tip. Hey, all right.
That will still cover the entire screen.
It's a chode, I guess.
You can just stretch the first one out over the camera.
That was really fun, guys.
I'm
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
it.